Very nice to meet you all again. And I want to say heartfelt thanks again to friends of Social Forum of Norway who invited me here to talk about my war-torn country and its oppressed people. With your support, you are giving helping hand to pro-democracy and anti-fundamentalist movement in my country, which has huge moral value for me and puts extra responsibilities on my shoulders to fight against injustice and brutal fundamentalists in my country. After 9/11, the Bush administration invaded Afghanistan to topple the Taliban. An ray of hope was alight in the hearts of our people to breathe in peace. But the hope was anguished when the US and allies fabricated the Northern Alliance warlords with the mask of democracy and brought them to power. The same bands which were installed as policymakers few years back titled The Bandit Gangs by UN Special Envoy Mahmoud Misri. It's due to the wrong policies of the US government and allies that, unfortunately, today's Afghanistan is a mafia state and ranked in top most unstable countries in the world. They are still trying to impose the fundamentalist bans on Afghan people who have a high-peaked history full of crimes and atrocities against our defenseless people. And now our country is like an unconscious body breathing its last. Today the US and NATO are playing with the destiny of our people and are supporting the most brutal and infamous elements and groups in Afghanistan while under the name of war on terror and are killing innocent civilians during their operations on daily basis. US government wastes $100 million taxpayers' money per day in the Afghan war. They are killing those innocent people who are most than everyone against Taliban and terrorist people. But today, instead to support the democratic-minded people of my country, they are negotiating with Taliban. It is true that liberation should be achieved in a country by the people themselves, and our people can fight for it if our internal enemies are not supported and armed by those countries who shamelessly try to portray themselves as friends. Unfortunately, the true picture of the horrible suffering of Afghan people, and especially its forgotten women, are not reflected in the world media. In the main media sells lies under the name of truth. Truth is always suppressed and threatened. For example, I will tell you about some shocking story that never reached the international media. Even people in the high posts such as former Attorney General Jabbar Sabit, head of Anti-Corruption Department Izzatullah Wasifi, and many governors openly accuse each other of corruption and looting of funds received in the name of Afghan people. The housing minister told to the media some times back that over 3 million hectares of land has been forcibly grabbed by powerful warlords and officials across Afghanistan. But judicial system is so rotten and corrupted that no one is prosecuted for such crimes and lootings. This culture of impunity is prevailed against powerful people in the corrupt system. For example, some months back, General Abdul Rashid Dostum, Chief of Staff of the Army Commanders, with his armed men and some supporters such as Latif Bedram, attacked the house of his ally in the most secure area of Kabul, only 500 meters from the presidential palace. And after beating and raping his opponent, took 4 people hostage in his house in Kabul, but to date, despite many complaints and protests, neither any action has been taken nor any case was filed against him. My own case speaks for itself, for speaking against warlords and war criminals inside the Afghan parliament. They suspended me from the parliament, and now, despite national and international pressure and condemnation, the Afghan court and the warlords are not willing to reinstate me, as they know that I want to go to the parliament to expose its criminal and anti-nation nature. And now, after press conference of my defense lawyer, the response of the parliament was that if I say apologize, I can go back to the parliament. But I think for telling the truth, no need to say apologize. I want to say apologize to some useful animals that I compared with criminals. And while the criminals are in charge of the system, they are trying to pass law to block any efforts for their prosecution. In April 2007, both houses of the Afghan parliament approved an amnesty law granting impunity from prosecution for all those accused of war crimes committed during the past 30 years. I and few other MPs raised our voices against it, but as the fundamentalist warlords hold over 80% of the seats, the bill was easily approved, and even Mr. Karzai approved this disgusting bill. This bill will now provide amnesty to all criminals. When recently the president of the country released 3 cruel men who raped Sara, a young woman in Samangan province, but he has shameless silence regarding the journalist Parviz Kambash. This is the example of no sign of justice in Afghanistan. But on Friday, when your foreign minister was here, he is saying it's only me that's saying that troops go out from Afghanistan. Therefore, I'm sure that foreign minister, when go to Afghanistan, he talk with the so-called politician of Afghanistan, means government official. Just they are going and coming in each country, make happy each other. If they want to know the truth, let's go with me to the faraway provinces of Afghanistan that while now that even foreign journalists are coming, they do not dare to go to faraway provinces, which situation for our people, especially women, is like hell. Even most of them do not have human life. If they want to know the truth, your foreign minister can go with me to meet the victim families. Those he must see those victim families that they are not only the victim of the warlords that who killed their members of their families and raping young girls, etc. And also those civilians that these troops are doing bombing there. And most of them are children and women. As some shocking news recently, I told you a few days before, and how your foreign minister is saying that when he was in Afghanistan, Sirina Hotel, the safe hotel in Kabul, has been attacked by Taliban and these warlords. And even one of your great Norwegian journalists has been killed. On behalf of my people, I send condolence to his family, to you great people of Norway. And you are the one who, as the Democrat people of Norway, pressure on your government to stop, do not follow the policy of the US, which is a war crime in Afghanistan. And as soon as possible, that this is our internal problem. I want to tell you, these enemies are Taliban and North Alliance fundamentalists are our internal enemies. But unfortunately, they are supported by US and allies of the US, this government, which is giving money to them and also arms. So if the troops go out from Afghanistan, as I said, these troops themselves are the victim of the wrong policies of their government. If these troops go out from Afghanistan, then we face with one enemy, which is the Taliban and these North Allies. And I think you also will be agree with me that then it is easier to fight with one enemy instead of 2 enemies. So I stress again and again that the situation in Afghanistan and conditions of its ill-fated women will never change positively as long as the pro-US terrorists and anti-US terrorists are removed from the political scene of Afghanistan. I'm honored that my voice has become the voice of my oppressed and unfortunate people, and they are supporting me. By your support, today you acknowledge my fight against fundamentalism and occupation and for democracy. So in return, I announce from your tribune that I will not stop for a moment from telling the truth in the face of threats and intimidations. As Martin Luther King said, I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final vote in reality. That's why right. Temporary defeated is stronger than evil triumphant. My main message to you, great people of Norway, is this today, that please pressure on your government that as soon as possible, troops must leave Afghanistan. And we want liberation, not aggression. And join your hands with your sisters and brothers in Afghanistan, with your democratic-minded movement and parties in Afghanistan that unfortunately they are very weak today, and they are the one to able to fight against fundamentalists and terrorists in my country. Let me to finish my speech tonight with a quote of Brecht, who is saying, "Those who do struggle may fail, but those who do not do struggle has already failed." At the end, long live freedom, democracy, human rights, and international solidarity.